The Philippines, a vibrant archipelago in Southeast Asia, is experiencing China's growing influence under Xi Jinping. From economic investments to cultural exchanges, China's presence is reshaping Filipino society. Xi Jinping, China's most powerful leader since Mao, has a vision of national rejuvenation. His assertive policies impact China's global relations, including with the Philippines. China and the Philippines share a long history of trade and cultural exchange. Despite periods of conflict, their relationship has evolved, marked by cooperation and competition. The South China Sea dispute tests China-Philippines relations. Despite a 2016 tribunal ruling in favor of the Philippines, tensions remain high. Chinese investments in the Philippines bring both opportunities and challenges. Infrastructure projects and tourism boost the economy, but raise concerns about dependence and transparency. China's soft power extends through media, shaping perceptions in the Philippines. Chinese films, TV, and state-run media influence Filipino views, raising concerns about propaganda. Duterte's pivot towards China tests the US-Philippine alliance. Balancing economic benefits from China with defending sovereign rights remains a challenge. The rise of Mandarin in the Philippines reflects China's growing influence. While offering economic advantages, it sparks debate about cultural preservation. The culinary melting pot. Chinese cuisine and its Filipino fusion. Food, often considered a window into a culture's soul, offers a tangible example of China's influence on Filipino culture. Chinese cuisine, with its rich flavors, diverse ingredients, and long history, has been an integral part of the Filipino culinary landscape for centuries. From the ubiquitous pancit, noodles, to the savory siopao, steamed buns, Chinese culinary influences are deeply ingrained in Filipino food culture. The influx of Chinese migrants and tourists in recent years has further enriched this culinary tapestry, introducing new dishes, ingredients, and cooking techniques. Chinese restaurants, from humble eateries to upscale dining establishments, have proliferated across the Philippines, catering to both Chinese expats and Filipinos with a taste for Chinese flavors. This culinary fusion has led to the creation of unique dishes that blend Chinese and Filipino ingredients and cooking styles, reflecting the ongoing cultural exchange between the two nations. Beyond restaurants, Chinese culinary influences have permeated Filipino homes as well. Filipinos have embraced Chinese cooking ingredients such as soy sauce, oyster sauce, and five-spice powder, incorporating them into their own dishes. Chinese cooking techniques, such as stir-frying and steaming, have also found their way into Filipino kitchens, adding new dimensions to traditional Filipino cuisine. The culinary exchange between China and the Philippines is a testament to the power of food to transcend borders and bring people together. The fusion of flavors and ingredients reflects the ongoing cultural interplay between the two nations, creating a culinary melting pot that is both familiar and exciting. Public opinion and Xi Jinping's influence. The influx of Chinese influence into Filipino culture has sparked debate across the archipelago. Public opinion on Xi Jinping and China's presence is far from monolithic. Some welcome economic opportunities, while others fear erosion of Filipino values. Polls show mixed Filipino attitudes towards China. Despite economic benefits, distrust remains, especially over the South China Sea. The territorial dispute fuels nationalist sentiment and resentment. Chinese influence has fueled social tensions, particularly online. Social media platforms are battlegrounds for competing narratives. Misinformation has muddied the waters, fostering polarization. Duterte's pivot to China has been scrutinized and controversial. Some see it as pragmatic, others as a betrayal of US ties. Balancing relationships with China and the US fuels public debate and uncertainty. Political fault lines. Navigating the China question in Philippine politics. The issue of China's growing influence has become a defining fault line in Philippine politics, shaping electoral campaigns, influencing policy debates, and testing the limits of the country's democratic institutions. Politicians across the political spectrum have sought to leverage the China question to their advantage, often resorting to nationalist rhetoric and populist appeals to garner support. The South China Sea dispute, in particular, has become a potent political football. Nationalist politicians have accused the government of being too accommodating to China, calling for a more assertive stance in defending the country's territorial integrity. They have criticized the government's decision to downplay the arbitral tribunal ruling in favor of closer economic ties with China, accusing the administration of selling out the country's sovereignty for short-term economic gain. The opposition, meanwhile, has accused the government of using the China threat as a smokescreen to distract from domestic issues such as corruption, poverty, and human rights abuses. They argue that the government's pivot towards China has come at the expense of the country's long-standing alliance with the United States, jeopardizing national security and undermining democratic institutions. The China question has also highlighted the complexities of the Philippines' political system, where patronage networks, dynastic politics, and a history of corruption continue to influence decision-making. Critics argue that the influx of Chinese money into the Philippines has exacerbated these problems, with some politicians accused of accepting bribes or favors in exchange for supporting pro-China policies. The debate over China's influence has also spilled over into the realm of foreign policy, with lawmakers divided over how best to engage with Beijing. While some advocate for a more conciliatory approach, emphasizing economic cooperation and cultural exchange, others call for a more cautious and assertive stance, prioritizing national security and strengthening ties with like-minded democracies. The sovereignty debate, balancing engagement with national security. How can the Philippines benefit from closer ties with China while safeguarding its sovereignty and national security? This question is urgent as China's economic and military might grows. Some Filipinos prioritize economic cooperation, arguing the Philippines cannot afford to alienate China. They believe stronger economic ties can create jobs and improve infrastructure. Others warn that closer ties may lead to political and strategic concessions. They argue the Philippines must prioritize national security and territorial integrity. The Philippine government seeks a balance, pursuing economic ties with China while strengthening its military. This debate reflects a broader dilemma in Southeast Asia on navigating China's rise. initiatives to mitigate risks and maximize opportunities. The Philippines seeks to mitigate risks and maximize opportunities amidst China's growing influence. Diversifying trade partnerships and attracting investments from countries like Japan, South Korea, and the EU. Engaging in bilateral talks and multilateral forums to maintain open communication with China. Bolstering maritime security and modernizing the Navy and Coast Guard. Civil society and cultural institutions are preserving and promoting Filipino culture. The future of Filipino culture. Navigating the tides of change. Filipino culture faces China's influence with resilience, blending traditions and external elements. Known for adaptability, Filipinos balance pragmatism, creativity, and identity. Chinese influence is present, but doesn't erase Filipino culture. Filipinos blend external influences with their traditions, creating something unique. This cultural fusion has shaped Filipino history, language, cuisine, music, and art. The challenge is balancing globalization with preserving core values and traditions. Critical engagement with external influences is essential. Education shapes cultural consciousness and equips future generations. Teaching history and critical thinking helps navigate globalization. Fostering cultural pride and appreciation is vital. Filipinos actively write their cultural story. Embracing heritage and engaging critically ensures cultural evolution. The challenge is enriching Filipino identity through globalization and cultural exchange. A cultural crossroads, embracing the future with open eyes. As we have explored, the influence of Xi Jinping on Filipino culture is a multifaceted and evolving narrative. It is a story of economic opportunity and cultural exchange, but also one of geopolitical tensions and anxieties about sovereignty and identity. The Philippines, like many nations navigating the rise of China, finds itself at a crossroads, grappling with the challenges and opportunities this new reality presents. The influx of Chinese investments has undoubtedly brought tangible benefits to the Philippines, boosting economic growth, creating jobs, and improving infrastructure. The presence of Chinese culture, from cuisine to language to entertainment, has enriched the Filipino cultural landscape, offering new experiences and perspectives. However, this growing influence also raises valid concerns about economic dependence, cultural preservation, and the potential erosion of Philippine sovereignty. The challenge for the Philippines lies in harnessing the benefits of closer ties with China while safeguarding its own interests and identity. This requires a multifaceted approach, involving economic diversification, diplomatic engagement, cultural preservation, and a renewed focus on national identity. It also necessitates a robust public discourse, one that encourages critical thinking, open dialogue, and a nuanced understanding of the complexities of the China-Philippines relationship. The future of Filipino culture is not predetermined. It is a dynamic and evolving entity shaped by both internal and external forces. By embracing their rich heritage, engaging critically with external influences, and fostering a strong sense of national identity, Filipinos can navigate the challenges and opportunities of the 21st century with resilience and creativity. The key lies in ensuring that engagement with China, while potentially beneficial, does not come at the cost of the Philippines' own values, identity, and aspirations. If you found this video insightful, please subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with your friends. Your support helps us create more content like this. Thank you for watching.